Hey everybody, this is Julian Aboy, and this is my August 2015 video game pickups. Wanted to start off with, for most of this month, my budget has been quite limited, not as extravagant as previous months, but everything that you see here was gotten for quite the deal. And we're going to start off with stuff from EB Games. Now I know a lot of people have problems with EB Games, and rightly so. EB Games is a bit of a dick company. But yeah, sometimes you find games that they just speak to you, especially at the price where you find them. I got Manhunt 2. Now, the interesting thing about Manhunt 2 is that, from what I understand, there's no PC copy of Manhunt 2. I could be wrong about that, but I'm in this kind of phase right now where I'm like, I want physical copies of games, and if they're PC only, then fine. PC, digital, kind of goes hand in hand with each other. But console versions, sometimes you get interesting little things, like the Dead Space 2 PS3 version of Dead Space. PS3 version of Dead Space 2, Jesus, has a fully downloadable version of the Dead Space rail shooter game that was released for the Wii, but given like PS3 enhanced graphics. It's quite an interesting game, but I've been getting a lot of these console-based versions of games, because, I don't know, I just find it interesting getting console games. I also got Tournament of Legends. From what I've been told, a, at best, mediocre fighting game. It doesn't use the Wiimote, so that's a plus. Uses the classic controller Pro, so that's fun. The Dead to Rights Retribution. Dead to Rights Retribution, coming from the Dead to Rights series. If you watched last month's playload, you'll see that I got I believe it was the first Dead to Rights game, second, I can never remember which one. But now, all I need is the PSP version, and then I'll have the full Dead to Rights set. Full Dead set, as it were. I'm terrible at jokes. Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands. Another awesome game from a great series. I really love the Prince of Persia games. And this is the last Prince of Persia game that I need to get. The official timeline ones, anyways. There's like DS and PSP ones. I think I have a PSP one. And they don't really flow into the story that much, and their gameplay is different, and it's kind of like, we don't really need to focus on those. Anyways, got this one actually for a little bit less than the price that it shows there. Throughout the times that I went to EB Games, they had a buy one get one half on Wii stuff, and a 25% off if you have an edge card for used games. So I used that on Prince of Persia. And I got Bulletstorm Epic Edition. I got Bulletstorm in a past video, and people are probably wondering, why did I pick up a second copy? Well, funny thing was, it was cheaper for me to get Bulletstorm Epic Edition than it was for me to get a sports game. And the reason I picked the game up is, for one thing, it's a donor cartridge. Donor case, I can give it to other Xbox 360 games that have been broken or have a really crappy case. But the other reason I got it is that I have a full drawer over there filled with games that I not necessarily don't care about, but I won't be torn up or broken up if they break. So this is my 360 test disc, so that way if anything happens to this game, I'm out $1. It's actually even less than that because of the edge card, so it's like 86 cents. And moving on over to the other thing that I got at EB Games, gentleman was trading in his PlayStation 3. Now, trading in, people have a love-hate relationship. I personally dislike trading in EB Games. I find that EB Games and other game stores, when you trade in, sometimes they'll take you for a ride, but sometimes they'll just be like, we can't take this is too old, we can't even accept this into our system. So this guy was trading in his whole PlayStation 3 collection, and he couldn't get rid of the following 5 games. SOCOM, US Navy SEALs Confrontation, NHL 09, SOCOM 4, US Navy SEALs, Madden 09, and DC Universe. I got all of these for free. Guy was like, you don't want them? I'm just going to bring them over to the library by the EB Games where we're at. And I said, I will take those off your hands. So for me, basically, the unfortunate part about SOCOM Confrontation is that it is an online-only game, so it's basically in the MAG category of coaster. But it's a PlayStation 3 exclusive, and it'll go on the shelf along with all the other PS3 exclusives. And NHL 09 and Madden 09 are respectively going to be donor cartridges and test games. Interesting about how SOCOM 4 is, because from what I've been told, it has different voice actors for regions, and it's also PlayStation Move compatible. And I have full PlayStation Move, and I also have one of those full gun sets, the sharpshooter, that's what it's called. Moving on as well, I got 2 sets of screen protectors, one for the 3DS, the new 3DS XL, sorry. 3DS XL and new 3DS XL, they're essentially the same size screen, same kind of screen, and DS DSi. Why did I get these? Well, a friend of mine is going to be giving me his old DS, and I'll be getting a new 3DS XL sometime in the next couple of months. So when I get consoles that have shields or like screens on them, I like to make sure that they're like as well protected as I can. So I bought these 2. They were $1 each, so it was a good deal. And speaking of test discs, I got a GameCube test disc from the store that we're going to be coming up to. This is Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube. Spider-Man 2 is actually quite the enjoyable game, and people are like, why would you use the GameCube version? Because I'm going to be getting an Xbox version at some point of Spider-Man 2. Yeah, it's a good game, but this disc was like 99 cents. So, yeah, I got it basically for testing purposes, and now I have one less game system to worry about for testing. And from the same store, I got a whole bunch of Xbox games. Now, this is the thing that seems to be like the common theme of like every game store that I go to, except for like the rare exceptions. Xbox games are stupid cheap. I got all these Xbox games here for $15. So I got Kabuki Warriors, which from what I'm told is a terrible fighting game, like even worse than Tournament of Legends over there. I got Kabuki Warriors. I got Terminator 3 Redemption, The Suffering Ties That Bind, which is from the Suffering series, which I have been interested in since I saw like a G4 or GT countdown of crazy horror games, and I was like, oh, this is the sequel, and I already have The Suffering, the original one. Sweet. Now I got the full horror Suffering set, and from what I understand, it's scary as shit. I'm looking forward to playing that. And I got Red Ninja, End of Honor. I have the original PlayStation 2 version of this, and apparently in the last like 5 years since I bought the PlayStation 2 version, this game's price went down so much. I remember seeing used copies of the PlayStation 2 version go for $40. Now it's like $10, so kind of, you know, feel stupid for not getting rid of the PS2 copy when I had the chance, but oh well, I have this game, and it's from the Tenchu series, which is really fun series. I think I'm only missing like the PlayStation 1 version of Tenchu, and then I'll have a full set. And of course Taito Legends, because I like my classic games, and I'd really love to have more classic systems. But everybody everywhere is charging stupid amounts for them. Well, still, fun game with a lot of fun games on it. And now we come to the really good deal of the month. And my favorite part of this is that, just to give you guys a heads up, the whole set that you're going to see, like these games that you're going to be seeing up next in this whole segment, cost me $40. $40. So I got Soul Calibur 2 for the Xbox. I now have all copies of Soul Calibur 2, which I'm really happy about. I think the only Soul Calibur game I have left to get now is Soul Edge for the PlayStation 1, and then I'll have a full Soul Calibur set. So that's fun. I got Deus Ex Invisible War. Sort of the black sheep of the Deus Ex family, but, you know, it's the PC, it's basically a PC port onto the Xbox, because that's what the Xbox essentially was. It was a direct Xbox. Got Beyond Good and Evil. I've been looking to get a physical copy of Beyond Good and Evil for some time now. And from what I understand, this is the best version of it outside of getting a PC copy, so that was good. 007, Agent Under Fire. 007 games. Haven't played this one yet, but I remember playing GoldenEye as a kid, like everybody does. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays. The Hobbit. It's The Hobbit. I haven't gotten a chance to play this one yet. I really need to go through and play some more of my games. My collection's getting out of hand. and Sudoku. I can never remember how to pronounce this game properly, but it's got tits, and it's got girls and costumes, and it's an Xbox exclusive, and it's never come out on PlayStation or on PC, so it deserves its spot. And Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath. Love the Oddworld series. Wish I had the PS1 versions of Oddworld, but they're starting to go a stupid amount now because the sequel's coming out soon, so this game's starting to bump up in price a bit. And I got Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that's not the best deal ever. $40? Yeah, you know, that's pretty good. Yeah, this game came with it too. Shenmue 2. And of course, anybody who's watching this is not aware, Shenmue 3 is coming out. Oh yeah, it only took 14 years, but Shenmue 3. Oh. So now I only need a copy of Shenmue 1 for the Dreamcast, and then I'll have full Shenmue set, because when the game actually comes out, I'll have already had it pre-ordered, and the whole thing, the whole Kickstarter dealio, I put my money down, and I got my physical PS4 copy, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I got this whole set of 9 games for $40. That game alone, right now, runs on its own for like $40, because Shenmue hype is crazy right now. Friggin' loose copies of the game are going for $40, because people are just going Shenmue crazy, which is awesome, because this game deserves better. It deserved a lot better than it got, and I'm glad it's getting the treatment that it deserves. And now, if you're any fan of mine, you'll know that I'm a big amiibo collector. And only 2 amiibos this month. Nothing too special. Unfortunately, still haven't found a chance to get Palutena or Dark Pit or any of the other ones that I'm missing. I'm only missing like 5 amiibo now, which isn't so bad. Basically traded my extra Rosalina for these 2. A buddy of mine had been hunting for a Rosalina for a while, and I was like, hey, I got a Rosalina, find me a Smash Brothers Peach and a Smash Brothers Zelda, and she's yours. Within the end of the day, he was at my house. And one of the other cool things that I got this month, since you see how much Xbox stuff that I got, it was only within all the infinite powers of the universe that I got a nice component cable set. The Monster component cables. Now, Xbox component cables right now, they're everywhere. You can find them on Amazon for like $5. These are a little bit more tricky, and this is completely sealed. This on average goes for like $40. Because Xbox original component cables, they're common as dirt, but they're not like properly grounded and shielded. Monster analog cables, like, I give Monster a lot of crap with their digital stuff now, but way back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, Monster was your standard, yeah, you need to get and play Monster. This is the way that you did it. And I can't wait till I get the optical audio attachment for this. Unfortunately, it doesn't come bundled in with it, which sucks, but you can get digital audio. Like the thing that's on the back of the PS2, there's that digital optical audio out. That actually was possible on the Xbox. How many people know that? A lot of component cables support that. Nobody ever used them. And it's becoming more and more common now, which is why Xbox games are now, they haven't really gone up in price, which is crazy, but it's good news for someone like me who collects Xbox. So that's good. And that's pretty much everything except for one last thing. From the same guy who sold me these games for $40. He came to me on the day that I met up with him at the subway station. He said, look, I just drove out here and I got some extra games if you want to look at them. I'm like, sure. And he's like, they're Xbox One games. I'm like, Xbox original? He goes, no, like the new Xbox, the Xbox One. And I'm like, okay. And he shows me like Dragon Age Origins, and I think it was like a sports game or something. I think it might have been like Madden. And then he pulls out this. Probably the one reason other than Rare Replay that I really, really wanted an Xbox One. Sunset Overdrive. Made by the wonderful people at Insomniac, who've made some of my favorite games over the years. So I'm like, oh boy, it's a sealed copy of the game, and I think to myself, you know what, this is probably going to hurt my wallet, so, fuck it, might as well ask. How much? And I'm expecting to hear 50 or 60. He goes, 15. $15 for a brand new 7th gen, and from what I've been told, a good game. And this game still is only on Xbox One. There is no PC port of this. Despite numerous rumors, this game still has not come out on PC. And I'm thinking to myself, 15. Oh crap, I only brought $40 for this. And he said, you know what? I trust you. And he gives it to me and says, when you have the chance, PayPal me the money. By the end of the week, I PayPal'd that man. Oh, that was such a good deal. It's nice to get a really good game for really cheap, especially a 7th gen game. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the month of August 2015. I'd like to thank you all again for watching, and I look forward to you guys dropping in on the next collection that I have for the month, and hopefully I'll be able to start doing some videos on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you all there, and as always, happy hunting, everybody.